Welcome back, league mates and listeners. It is football time. Thank you for tuning back in. This is, I think, the third season that we're doing this. We already posted our Dynasty draft, and now this is the redraft episode. We're going to be going through our draft on that, talking about AJ and our own teams, and then how the board fell just in our home league. So let's get stuck right into it. All right, AJ, how do you feel the draft went for you? It was a fun time. I've been looking forward to it.
Yes.
Now that it's over, what are you thinking?
It was a good time. I will say, I was really, to no one's surprise, I was really hopeful at the 106 I could get CD. I thought it was possible that Jettas or like McCaffrey went ahead of him, and that I would sneak him at the 6. That was my number one hope. Obviously did not happen, but I'm okay with getting Justin Jefferson. I'm a little spooked just because we don't know a lot about J.J. McCarthy, but I kind of think at this point we've seen that he's QB proof. So I'm okay with getting Jefferson there. I feel good. I wish it was CD.
I think it was a fun draft in general, too, because the people that were in our leagues, AJ was drafting at the 6th spot and I was drafting at the 7th spot.
Yeah.
And we didn't really talk too much about players or fantasy in general during the offseason. So it was interesting going into that. And it was going to be a little competition. I feel like
it's
based off our reactions, we definitely have a lot of players in common.
A couple, for sure.
It's a good.
It was fun to not. This is one of the few times I feel like in the past couple of years where we haven't really known who each other are really into going into the draft. So that was kind of fun, seeing it firsthand, kind of as you pick who you like. Obviously, I guess after Jefferson, I was always going Chase Brown round 2. That was just like my whole thing going into this. I was going to take Chase Brown. I really like Chase Brown. And everything, honestly, afterwards is pretty... I'm okay with it. I'm not super happy with Garrett Wilson. I didn't really like anyone there. I think I sniped Omarion from Dayne. Yep. I feel pretty good about that. But he sniped me right back with Kittle. Kittle is who I wanted in the 4th. That's why I was a little bit thrown off here at the 4th round. I'd been getting Kittle there a lot. And that was like what I'd been smashing every time. So then having to pivot to something else kind of threw me off. I went with upside rather than I'm kind of spooked about Devontae. Sutton's like really good. He's just boring, so I didn't want him. And then I don't trust DJ Moore that much. I don't really know what's going on in that wide receiver room, so I'd rather take an alpha and Gary Wilson. But since I didn't CD, I got Pickens, which is dope. Emeka Egbuka was always going to be on my team. I was going to reach for him basically every time. The thing I like the most about my draft, I think, though, is you can see that a guy named Austin, Stinny U, took a lot of running backs to start. So obviously there's normally more running backs that are available to you later in rounds, but that was not the case. I think the 3 running backs I picked up later were pretty nice finds for those 3 rounds. I think that really solidified my backups. I don't think I'll really have too much trouble there. Tank Bigsby will always get work. Javonte will be getting work. And then early season, Samson will at least getting work, but he may even be there the rest of the year too. Feel good. That's my favorite part of my draft is shoring up that running back room after Chase Brown and Hampton later in the draft with little options. And then Dayne sniped me again. I'd been getting Dak in every draft. And he took Dak the pick before I was going to take him. So I went Baker later. And then I got a little Justin Fields action in the back just because if he pops off, then I got him already. If not, I can drop him, then who cares? But overall, I feel pretty good. It's a little bit different on the top end in terms of like Jefferson and Wilson and Pickens because obviously I normally had CD. But in all, I feel pretty good.
And, I mean, you didn't mention Njoku, but I think that's a pretty good value.
Yeah.
After not getting one of the top 3 tight ends, he would definitely have been someone that I would have been targeting also.
Yeah, after not getting Kittle, I was always going to wait like a long time. Njoku was always going to be my target, but I was okay with missing him. There were guys, or like Tucker Kraft probably would have been the other guy that I would have went for if I didn't get Njoku. So there were guys out there who was like, if I miss those 3 guys, I'm going to wait as long as I can on tight end, and that's what I did. And I feel good about getting Njoku, especially with Flacco starting the year off.
Nice. Well, what
do you think?
I can start talking about my team. And I don't know, maybe you're just assuming that I'm super high on Nico Collins and Kyron Williams because we haven't talked, and those are the people that I drafted at the 1 and 2. But oddly enough, like I'm not crazy
Hmm.
about them. My kind of mindset going into this draft was I just don't want to lose the the draft or
Hmm.
the league with my first or second round pick. Going into the draft, I was hyper concerned about Saquon and his durability going into the season, so I kind of really wanted to stay with him, stay away from him even if he fell to me, which it
Wow.
was kind of a surprise that he went at the 2 to me and Gibbs went before Bijan. Like every single thing that I was kind of mocking and researching was Bijan solidified at number 2.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of interesting. But then I thought Nico was just very safe
100%.
because that offense, Joe Mixon kind of hurt. They're going to rely heavily on the passing game. There's a ton of hype around these rookie wide receivers, but who knows what they're actually going to be too. And
Hmm.
we know that Nico Collins is the alpha and going to be dominating that room. You don't know what's going to happen with the Lions offense. It's probably still going to be amazing, but there is still that question mark of Ben Johnson gone. What is it really going to look like? CMC has that injury concern. He was definitely someone that I wanted also because I think he is probably like that league winner where you get him in the end of the first round
Yeah.
and he just is back to 2023 fantasy relevance
Yep.
and dominating. But starting with a running back, I really hated doubling up on running backs, but
Hmm.
then I also
For
hated
sure.
the wide receivers in the second round. So I was like, I'm going to force myself to take a wide receiver and then running back just out of team build.
Yeah, I felt kind of the same way, honestly. Like I did not like taking, especially like towards the front-ish, not the way back of the second round or of like the first round. Taking CMC or like Derrick Henry or whatever at like 10 to 12, I think was fine because then you still ended up with like London or Thomas or whoever one of those guys. But once you get past that, like I don't really want Ladd or like JSN or any of those guys as my wide receiver one. Like I would much rather have Chase Brown or Kyron or JT paired up with a number one receiver. So I definitely agree there. And I really like Nico Collins. I probably, if I was in your spot, I probably would have taken him as well, honestly.
Ooh, that's a good confidence builder. I would say my other favorite start would have been CMC and AJ Brown because being down on Saquon, that just means
Yeah,
like the passing volume is going to go way up for
for sure.
the Eagles in my eyes. So I was like, I'm going to just be hitting like double positive regression for both these players, and it would have been really
Yep.
nice. It was just the injury concern that AJ Brown is currently dealing with. I didn't feel comfortable in putting all my eggs in that basket.
Yep.
And Kyron Williams just also feels like a really safe player. Got
Yeah.
his contract extension. You know Sean McVay is going to work him. Maybe there is a little concern for Stafford, but it shouldn't affect Kyron too much. Yeah, maybe like getting to the red zone if he's like severely injured, but like the weapons around him too, like this team is going to be moving and cruising on offense.
Yeah.
So I felt really good about him over players like Jonathan Taylor, who we don't know how that quarterback room is going to be churning out. Jacobs also got overworked. James Cook has
Hmm.
been sitting out the whole time. Bucky Irving, I have injury concerns about him too this
I've
year.
been away from Bucky Irving all like this mock. I just don't know what it is. I just don't have the same.
Me too. Like to me, he feels like Chase Brown from 2 years ago, where he was underdrafted, outperformed, and now you see Chase Brown leveled up to the point where like I kind of see I'm aligned with you of
Hmm.
him like going in the second round and kind of
Yeah.
being a stud, like a hyper targeted in the backfield
Yeah.
too. That's where I think Bucky can get to, but I'm not that confident he can right away just because you saw him getting beat up with the workload that they were trying to give
Yeah.
him. And it, I don't know, it took a while for like Chase Brown to move up that totem pole and people to catch on. But like the hype just felt
And
overwhelming
yeah,
throughout the offseason for Bucky.
and the thing is like, and unless I'm crazy, like Rashad White's still there, right? Like he's
Yeah.
like
And on
there's
my team.
yeah, there you go. Like there's still it's not like he's like for me Chase Brown right now, he's like I know Samaje is there or whatever, but that's not the same type of player. Like Rashad White's significantly better than Samaje P. Ryan is at this point in their careers. Like Chase Brown is the guy there. Whereas I can see Bucky Irving still losing a good handful more touches than like guys like Chase Brown to to what they got behind them. So that's why I was also a little bit scared. Injury concerns, and then
not to mention Sean Tucker too.
yeah,
Like,
Sean Tucker, also had great games last season.
It'll be interesting to see how that kind of works around. I mean, they lost their offensive coordinator also, so
True.
maybe I don't know. This new offensive coordinator prefers a different split or
I mean,
something.
the Bucks are more of a question mark. Like people, I've heard it both ways where people are like, "Oh, I'm like off the Bucks this year, like Baker and those guys of fantasy, just because we don't know what's gonna be." But like, didn't this happen to them once already? Didn't they lose an offensive coordinator like a year or 2 years ago? Like, and they were perfect. Like, didn't they have Bowles or something, or who was it? I don't remember.
Canales.
Yeah, they had Canales. That's who it was. Canales, and then they went to Cohen, and now they're on to someone else, and they were perfectly fine that transition there. So I'm not worried about the offense itself, honestly, like other people.
No, I'm not worried about the offense. I was just saying, like, maybe a player is preferred differently by a different coach. Doesn't mean, and they can perform the same. Then going into the rest of my team, I'm kind of betting on a post-type sleeper breakout for Marvin Harrison. He was going at the end of the first round last year.
Yeah.
Get him in the third round this year. I like the potential of like a 1 over players like Higgins and Mike Evans, who's battling that age, and Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson with the quarterback. So I felt solid there. And then, I was always kind of locked into Kittle in the fourth. Also, I would have had the hardest time. I think I would have passed on both tight ends if McBride made it to me, just because I selected Marvin Harrison the round before. Like, I didn't really want to do Marv and Trey.
So you're saying if it gets to you and Trey McBride and George Kittle are there, you're saying you skip tight end?
I think so.
I would,
because that means someone else would have got pushed down.
Kittle.
Maybe. Oh wait, no, someone else wouldn't. I would have been stuck with choosing like Hubbard or Connor.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just interesting because it feels weird choosing Kittle over McBride because I wanted Kittle more.
Yeah. I think if you like the guy, you take him. Like for me, it's like I think I don't have enough or any pieces of the 49ers offense. I wanted a couple because they're gonna steamroll some teams this year.
Yeah, so fortunate that he fell to me and he didn't get to AJ. Then at this point I was pretty concerned for my RB2 because Pacheco, Connor, Hubbard all went at that round, and really the next player that I liked was Tony Pollard. So I was kind of hoping for him to be my RB2 because I didn't want to take Monty, Aaron Jones, who they didn't even make it to me anyways. So I was kind of hoping for that. And I just was like, I really like these wide receivers in the range, mainly T-Mac, George Pickens, and Jameson Williams. I really wanted one of them.
Got one.
And so, I got JMO, probably my least favorite, honestly, just because I don't know. Like, I know he was a top 20 player last year, and he's being drafted outside that now. But I feel like you just can never know with this guy.
No,
so
absolutely not.
It's kind of just a little spark plug on my team, so I'm happy with that. Like I said, Pollard was sniped for me the pick before by Ben, so my RB2 ended up being Caleb Johnson. So after that point, I was like, okay, I know I'm going to have to try and find some solid depth players that are going to be getting touches later on.
Yeah. I really like your Trey Benson when you're filling out that.
Thank you.
Those running backs. I don't think Corum. I'm not like too big on. I think Keaton Mitchell is good too. I like Keaton Mitchell and Trey Benson for those.
Corum was basically, I'm just gonna get my handcuff.
Oh, I guess you have Kyron, so that makes sense. Yeah,
he's my most valuable running back.
Yeah,
I
that
might
makes
as well
sense.
just kind of solidify that.
Yeah,
and Rashad White we kind of talked about too. Maybe he should still be getting some touches.
Yeah, sure.
Shouldn't all go to Bucky. So maybe he'll be a spot start player. And so round 7, I was 100% going to select Matthew Golden. I think your reach on Mbuka kind of pushed him up the board a little bit. And then also Austin's stupid ass drafting of going 4 RBs. He was like, I guess I need to take a shot on someone fun. But Matthew Golden I've been listening to reports after every practice, every single day. Dude has been fucking killing it. I cannot wait to watch him. And a lot of the people, like, I know it's like an outlandish comparison, but he has like that same build and archetype as like Jamar Chase. He's a little bit smaller, but
Yeah.
like that build works in the NFL of just like being physical,
Yep.
getting separation, making plays after the catch, which I think is going to be actually his worst part because he just catches things and falls down.
Yeah.
Or like his speed really does not show up to me. It's like his quickness and separation of getting open works, but his long speed is not really a thing to me. But maybe hopefully he'll prove that wrong. Then just more shots. Olave, wide receiver 1 all the way down here. Really worried about the quarterback play, but it's just a shot. I feel better about that than some other players, I guess. I don't know. That one was kind of just
I think my pick there.
tilt.
Yeah, I was obviously I took Odunze. He was more of an upside pick just for tossing it out there, but I almost kind of am mad at myself for not taking Pearsall. I think Ricky Pearsall was probably the best pick right here.
Especially after not getting Kittle.
Yeah, for
That
me
could've been nice for you.
specifically. Yeah.
I would have definitely
I
taken
forgot you had Kittle.
Odunze.
Yeah, you can't pick.
I would have taken Odunze then.
Yeah, my bad.
That would have been fun. And Debo, this was before McLaurin signed, so any worry about that? I mean, he looked fine in his last preseason game too.
Totally fine.
So
Playable.
that can be a shot. Then just pounding RB depth.
Yeah.
And I was always gonna kind of draft Dak because that offense is just gonna move through CD and George Pickens.
Oh yeah. It's
Having
gonna
the
be good.
stack of Dak and Pickens would have been so nice.
In every draft I wanted a like Dak CD or Dak Pickens stack. Like I was like, I'm gonna get this. Like no one drafts Dak, and no one likes the Cowboys, but like you're a reasonable guy who just drafts for fantasy, so obviously you drafted like a normal person. And you're a late round QB guy normally, so I should have suspected obviously that it was maybe on your radar.
Yeah, I think it was like Dak, Love, Stroud, and like Baker and Herbert. Like I really like that range.
Yeah.
So I was always going to try and get someone in there.
Yeah,
or two.
I was like never taking QB early this year. I don't know what. It was just never like I'm normally a guy who like thinks about that and like pulls a trigger, but like it was just never just because I think a lot of those guys like Dak and Baker and even like Drake May like and Kyler like they're all so cheap. Like there's no point.
Yeah, I think Bo Nix is.
Yeah.
That's just almost kind of feels like Stroud last year.
I don't know why he's so high. I don't know why he's drafted. He was drafted
because he was insane at the end of last year.
I know.
Like,
I think Denver's gonna be good. I just maybe, and I'm not like a Bo Nix hater. Like I think Bo Nix is a perfectly good quarterback. I think the Broncos are gonna be good. I just don't fantasy wise. I just don't know why I don't see it happening. That he'll like bring back the value that you paid for him here in the draft. I don't know.
It's because one, I don't really trust him yet as just an NFL prospect. I want to see what an off season looks like of people actually like studying him and having tape on him looks like. And then it also is kind of like that Mahomes effect of like their defense is just so good. Like their defense is better than Kansas City. Like I don't see them needing to rely on Knicks either.
Yeah, no, they definitely will not need to because he's not going to have to do a whole lot, which is going to be nice for him, honestly. That could be good for his efficiency, which maybe translates well to fantasy, but it could also be like they don't need him to score, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, and I'm going to have to drop 2 for a defense kicker, so I was just kind of taking some shots.
Who do you think that's going to be?
Some players.
AD and someone, or like AD Dobbs? That's what I do, I feel like.
No, probably Mitchell, honestly. Like, you can pick him up.
Okay, I may do that. I will drop Tyler Lockett for Keaton Mitchell for sure.
I don't really care. I think I need some more wide receiver depth also because my number 4 spot, Olave and Debo make that up, and I would like maybe one more flyer in there. So
yeah. In general, this draft as a whole, I feel like there was a big theme. It was like, at least it felt like it to me, where it was like obviously all the running backs went, so everyone just like skipped them for rounds 4 through 7 or some shit like that. Like they were just like they were sprinkled in there, but like not many people took them. And then 8 through 11, it was just running back, running back, running back, running back, running back. That's what it felt like. Just everyone finally got into that range where they felt comfortable drafting these random backup guys or whatever. And then it just got spammed because of how quickly they went early.
Yeah. Let's shout out some fun moments or just some teams that we like. I'm going to start with Sam at the end. I think getting Jordan Addison and Rashi Rice at a churn is a really funny combo pick.
I almost like think it's kind of smart, but it's also not. Like I don't know what to think about it because like if Rashi gets his suspension, obviously Addison already has a suspension. Technically, then you have one full player, but like, was there someone he missed out on where he could have just been like, take the Rashi points early or the Addison points late? Like, I don't know.
Like it. I think it would have worked a lot better if he didn't choose Burrow in the 5th because his flex spot number 2 is really dicey with that being
that's true.
B-Rob,
That is
Stevenson,
very true.
Or Mooney.
Yeah, that's actually, I wasn't even thinking about that. That is pretty true. I mean, so he'll have Rashi to start the year, yeah, and then he just doesn't have anyone else. Yeah, because oh gosh,
because he could have had Devonta Smith or Tony Pollard, and like
you could just, and then you just wait.
C.J. Stroud or Baker Mayfield over Kyler, Joe Burrow and Darnell.
Yeah. It feels like if you're gonna go the route of 2 suspended guys, you definitely can't grab quarterback and tight end this early.
It's kind of like the doubling up on onesies rule. Like you can't draft a tight end and a quarterback early, which no one actually really did. This actually Sam kind of did. He was the one player that closely did.
Parker kind of did, but like not that early. Like he got 5 solid dudes and then did it. So like not really the same, but yeah, Sam was kind of the outlier. I think had Sam picked 2 real players afterwards, it's perfectly cool. But the fact that he picked 2 suspended players, it's like a little bit dicey for sure. So,
Definitely
that was
fun though.
That was fun. I'm curious what you think now. Have you been here like about Judkins in the 7th from Ryan?
It's really weird how he's the RB2.
That's why. Okay, I should have clarified. It's Judkins in the 7th as his RB2, and Zach Charbonnet is next up. He does have Jerome Ford, I guess, but like it's suspect for sure.
I like Sharbs, but I don't want the combination of Sharbs and Judkins as my RB2. I think Judkins would have been off my board completely. I would have maybe drafted him like in the 11th round.
Yeah.
Like instead of Corum.
Yeah.
Because this dude's just actually not with the team. He's not signed with the team. He hasn't practiced at all.
He's like literally not a Cleveland Brown yet. Like
yes. So, and let's say he signs tomorrow. He's not going to play week 1. He probably won't even play till week 4. And then he just has to learn everything too on top of that.
So I guess he did kind of offset it with Jerome Ford, but it still doesn't feel particularly great.
And
right?
He did get Woody Marks early before the Joe Mixon news.
I don't know. I still think it's just. I don't think he needed. I think he could have come back in round 9 and he could have done the same thing.
Yeah,
maybe that's not true because of the running back.
Anyone's board.
It's so hard to say because I think he got pushed up the board here because of. Let's talk about it really. Austin's draft where he went running back, running back, running back, running back, running back, and running backs in a row. And I think
we egged him on. So
I think he was gonna do 4 no matter what. I'm pretty positive that seemed like just his plan. But then we started talking about would it be crazy if you went David Montgomery to back up your Jahmyr Gibbs? Then he's like, that would be funny. I think in his head he's like, that would be funny. So then he did it to egg us on or to make us mad. So I think the Demont one was our fault. Realistically, I think the other 4 were always gonna happen.
It's not our fault. He's losing his draft by his own accord.
This is his thing. He loses his year at the draft every single year.
He's a meme drafter.
Every single year. And I mean, I don't know. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, Breece Hall, James Conner as 4 players in your lineup every week could be pretty good, right? In theory, could be pretty good. But then you look at the receivers. You need Matthew Golden to hit. Or Trey Harris. Or Dante Thornton. You literally need one of them to actually hit. Or you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Myers if he plays, which he will, because he's asking for a trade, but he'll play. He'll be great. He'll be fine. He'll be like putting up good wide receiver 2 numbers. But you don't have a real guy. You don't have a real running back or a real receiver. It's going to be a problem.
Not to mention he has the worst tight end and quarterback in the league too.
Yeah, I mean he's got 3 Raiders wide receivers and Geno Smith. So like it maybe he hits and it just
He
ends up
doesn't
being
even have
really
the
good.
best Raiders wide receiver in Amari Cooper.
Oh my God. Do you think did anyone pick him up yet? By the way, maybe that's
I
someone's
don't
stash.
know.
That could be like actual real stash here. I'm gonna keep that in my head here for after this. Um, but yeah, so Austin kind of I think that really did change how this entire draft went. Um, so thanks Austin for that. I think probably the draft is a lot different if this is the case. Like I think Peter's
I
talking
think
about.
it really screwed over Ethan and Ryan, but it was kind of to our benefit.
I feel like yeah, I feel like I got some nice like values from it for sure because
Hmm.
like we went running back before it went to like full shit. Like yeah, like Peter even he said like yeah, I mean because I wanted Trayvon Henderson as well. Did not expect him to go this early. He was like yeah, I mean Austin took all the running backs. I assumed to have like I thought I'd have like James Conner or not James Conner, but like someone else here where I could take them. So I had to reach on Henderson. So it's like I don't know. I think it changed the draft. You know, maybe it'll work out and we'll all eat our words. Who knows? Do you have
I
like
don't think so.
do you have like a favorite pick, like your favorite pick, either whether it's yours or someone else's, where you're like, dude, this pick was like sick? Is there one like in your head that you really?
I mean I do think getting AJ Brown at the end of the second round is pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean Saquon, AJ Brown, Brock Bowers could be like technically
Brock
like
Bowers going that late too. Like
yeah,
Ethan just went value, value, value.
yeah, like these could all in theory it would be insane for both Saquon and AJ Brown to be this, but they could all be the one at their position, right? Like the one.
Hmm.
And they can't say that a lot about a lot of other teams. So yeah, just a lot of values. And pairing with like Chuba, who's going to be solid work, like you're going to get it, like, and you don't need the upside. Like that's really, really, really nice, honestly. So yeah, just getting a lot of value there was pretty cool for him. How do you feel? I'm like kind of sad Tyler Warren went as early as he did. I was hoping that he would fall a bit. That was another guy I was thinking about taking as tight end. It was like one of those where it's like you take Tyler Warren in like the 9th or 10th, and then you grab I don't know Ferguson later. That was my plan. If you follow me, something like that. But
I
I think
like it.
he's cool.
I think I would prefer Warren over like Hawkinson and Ingram.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think just the
So
the upsides there more so with him. Who
both
else?
rookie tight ends are definitely undervalued
Hmm.
compared to the new like trend of
Yeah,
rookie tight ends in the first
yep,
round.
for sure. That is definitely the case. I think I'll just say my favorite pick for me. I think it's probably going to be Samson, just because he has the chance to just like be the one there. If Quinshawn doesn't play, like all of a sudden he could just be the guy there. So that's like to get in the 10th. I feel like is pretty nice. Same thing with Jerome Ford, I guess, but I just don't think he has the same upside as him. Also, I like the Braylon Allen pick. It's just like there's so much negative buzz about Brees Hall, and I don't
Yeah.
know what to believe, but it's so flopped. It's so Braylon Allen positive and Brees Hall negative. It feels like it's bound. Braylon Allen's bound to get more work this year than he has in the past. So I kind of like that one too.
I really like the Tank Bigsby pick by you too, because it's going to be a shared backfield. We don't
Yep.
know who's going to be better, but I think it's a good value of getting a RB 1.5
Yeah, like just
in
getting guys
the
that are going
ninth
to get
round.
touches. That's all we were looking for. I feel like that's all everyone should have been looking for at that point when the RBs were so thin. It's just like not sexy names that are going, will be on the football field. That's like just what you need to do. Just shore up your room. That's what I tried doing.
Pop
And
Douglas too is a really good one
yeah, that's the
at
late one.
13 with I mean Ben kind of double taps the Patriots wide receivers with Kyron and Pop. Oh, I thought of one more thing after this, but that's interesting. I like Douglas over Kyle Williams at this point right now, but
I
you
would
got
agree.
both. So that's kind of cool. I have no idea how I got Jaden Blue in this draft. I didn't do any research on him.
Oh, you were just like,
Didn't
just grabbed him.
didn't watch a single thing. Never touched him or drafted him in any mocks.
Yeah.
But he ended up
I'll
on my
fill you
team, and
in.
I was like,
He only played one preseason game because he was hurt the rest of the preseason. It was the last one. He looked okay. He was fine. He made the team. He has a low ankle sprain and he'll probably play week 1. But I don't. I think it'll probably be, if he's gonna get a good amount of touches, it won't be until like 5, 6 games into the season. I think that's when he'll start working his way in.
I'd imagine that he's gonna be selected over Miles Sanders when
Yeah,
he's healthy.
that's what
Like
I
he's gonna
believe.
be the RB2 at least.
Yeah,
And I'm not totally scared of Javante. I know there are opportunities there for Javante just to kind of workload himself to relevance, but
yeah.
he's not difficult to beat
No,
out
I think
in a
Jane Blue has
competition.
like really, really nice upside for when he actually starts getting those touches. Like he's an explosive runner. He's a really good catcher. Um, he he's got the best chance to be an actual like stud at the running back position as opposed to like Javante. I just, when I was picking, I was like, I just want the touches. Is basically what my thought was, and I know those will be.
Yeah. And consensusly after the draft, we were kind of going through the teams. A lot of people were saying that they liked Ben's team, but there is one thing that is standing out to me now that is turning me off of his team. I think it's the third year in a row of the Lamar owner drafting Zay Flowers
Come
also,
on,
because I did it 3 years ago. You did it, or I did it
I
two
did it
years ago.
last
You
year.
did it last year, and now Ben just did it, and it's disgusting. I hated it then. I think it got worse this year or last year, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like Lamar literally couldn't have been better as a passer last year, and you didn't want to start this combo.
They just, I
So
mean, they just spread the ball around so much. They Zay Flowers is their best receiver, and he is a good wide receiver. I just don't. I think if he was in a different offense, he would be a lot more fantasy relevant
yeah, it's not their
for sure.
identity.
No, not at all. They just spread the ball around. They're like really creative on offense. It's not meant for one guy to get peppered all the time, which obviously is not good for a stack and a fantasy player. This is Zay Flowers is one of the guys I saw the most on like random TikTok and like YouTube videos saying like, I'm not fucking drafting this guy. Like I will
Fuck
not
it.
touch him. So I think people feel the same way. I obviously loved Zay Flowers. I also, though, was probably not going to draft him in redraft just because I have him in so many dynasty leagues that I don't need any more shares of him.
If this dude was on the Dolphins 4 years ago, he would be the wide receiver.
Dude, he would be insane. So, nothing against Zay Flowers as a player. It's just a fit I don't think is not good for his fantasy value, honestly,
But
at the moment.
then again, what wide receiver has ever been a good fit on the Raiders? Like
No, they haven't.
we have to go so far. Like I think Steve Smith was maybe the last like stud at wide receiver, and that was back when they had Joe Flacco.
I know. I'm literally trying to think. Like, I mean, yeah. Who's earlier? Who was later? Like, more recent? Anquan Bolden. He did pretty well on the Ravens, didn't he? And
I
then
think
Steve
maybe
Smith.
we'll shift soon when Andrews kind of gone
Yeah.
because
And who
he's
knows?
kind of like a
You know,
hog.
this is actually a season where, like, I feel like the last season, Zay Flowers getting a little bit more hype. People were like, okay, it's his second season. You know, he's more established here, blah, 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 blah. He's going to, like, people had a little more hype. No one likes him, which means he's going to pop off this year. That's just how these things go, is when no one likes the player, they do well. That's just the facts.
So Tyreek's gonna pop off.
Okay, not every single player, but, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's essentially what I did with Marvin Harrison too.
Yeah, very true. The post type.
Tried doing that. Any other teams that kind of stand out to you?
Honestly, not really. I feel like everyone's team is fairly close.
I think it's a pretty balanced league.
I think Ben's team is pretty good, but it's not like, oh my God, this is the best team I've ever seen. Like, obviously, Eckler looks really good right now. Pollard looks great right now just based off injuries. So, like, his running back room is probably one of the better ones at the current moment. But I don't know. I think looking at it, honestly, right now, I'm just trying to find even, like, teams I don't like. I don't think I like Ryan's team very much. Looking at, from what I've seen, just the running backs throw me off a little bit.
The running backs really throw me off.
That's like it. Like, I think the receivers are pretty good, honestly. But the running backs are just like giving me the ick a little bit, and I can't get past it. And I'm not like big on Bucky, so that's your RB1 is like throwing me off. I know he's good, but it's just like I'm not a big Bucky guy, so that's just something there. But
He's a big Bucky guy though. He's got him in our
Get your guy.
dynasty. I want to take a look at Luke and Peter's team.
I was actually just going to look at Luke's team as well. That was one I was looking at.
Because I think this is really balanced. His receivers are really balanced. I'm kind of expecting a bounce back for Waddle. He was kind of one of my guys that I was targeting and wanting. Based on my makeup, I wasn't going to get him. He got McBride at a value.
Yeah. I think Tyrone Tracy's going to be good. I think people are like over drafting Scatterbo a little bit. I think we don't really know what's going to happen there, and Tyrone will start the year there. And if he just like plays well, he'll keep the job. So I like Tracy, honestly, as like an RB3 for him. That's pretty nice.
It's kind of a nice makeup. He can probably start Tracy over Harvey. Harvey can kind of get some workload in.
Yep.
And then he's got Najee, who will be better in the later end of the year than the start of the year with his injury. And who knows what will happen with Tootin also.
Yeah, I don't know. And I like the two quarterbacks you got. I think Kyler's obviously the safer start right away, but Drake May.
And a stack with McBride. That's kind of
fun. That's true, yeah. Yep. And obviously getting McCaffrey
Ferguson
at 9.
is such a value too.
I love Ferguson back there, but he's never going to play him. He got McBride. We'll take a look at Peter.
Peter's team, I think his receivers are super fun with getting studs at the top with Nakua and BTJ, and then just kind of taking a flyer on Xavier Worthy. Like, he's just your kind of spark plug on your team, and Devonta Smith is going to have that consistency, hopefully even a better year than last year. And then just 3 startable running backs for sure with Kamara, Henderson, and ETN. And then you got Bill.
Bill and Ollie are 2 good ones later too, honestly. Like, Bill will get time. Ollie like has high upside because Achan's dealing with something, and he may get touched. He played well in the preseason, so he may just get touches anyway.
And then he's got a tight end 1 between Warren and Kraft.
Yeah,
for sure.
One will hit.
Like, that's a pretty fun team. Purdy's just a little boring, but
he's boring. I
really like Peter's team, I think.
Yeah, Peter's team is good. It's really, I didn't really look at Peter's team, I don't think. It's super like high power at the top with like Nakua and BTJ. Like, I feel like they could put up a bill, and they'll be fairly consistent. I think Puka will be consistent. I'm a little bit worried about Puka, honestly, just because I know Matt Stafford's been injured his whole career, but like, if they don't have Matt Stafford, I don't know if I trust. Is it Jimmy G?
Garoppolo?
Yeah, I don't think I trust
Jimmy
the
memes of Devontae like kicking out Jimmy G, and then he comes right back. That's so funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty fun there. And then I really like. I think Devontae Smith in 6 is like really nice. Like, that's a great pick. So yeah, I also like Peter's team. Well, I had a fun time. I love drafting. Drafting is best time of the year, baby. It's so fun getting your guys. I think planting your flags. It's a good time. Even when you get sniped a couple times, kind of hurts a little bit, especially by your boy.
That was the Redraft draft review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for a couple more episodes before the season starts. We want to get out kind of our my guys and talk about some player props, over and unders, and some superlatives that for the NFL awards that we can go through from last year and then pick some new ones for this year. So stay tuned for that, and
thanks for watching.
Football come sooner.
Be here already, please. Go Cowboys.
Go Pack. Go.
Yep. Peace out.
Yeah, sack that like button.
We're leaving that. We're leaving that last season, bro. Come on.
Dak's my quarterback. Sack that like button like it's
Baker Mayfield.
Austin sacking his team in the draft.
Facts. Nailed it. No retakes. See you later.